I recently attended assessment for retraining into the combat control career field. I'm active duty for Air Force in a different career field. And rang the bell during water confidence training. How do I live with my decision and move forward?
Yeah,
That's
and then you see there's two questions that are basically the same question. So that was part A, and this is part B.
DOR'd, okay.
Drop on request.
Gotcha. Ring the bell, same thing, right? Mm-hmm. So I DOR'd from Buds, class 303. I went on to be a SAR corpsman.
SAR swimmer corpsman. So he was a rescue swimmer.
Okay, but it's taken until recently to regain the desire to live and even strive to work out again. What can you do when you realize a life path you've chosen was not only wrong, but you never feel like you found a new path?
To me, this question, both these questions are kind of similar to the previous one, right? And like I can tell you, being a SEAL or being a combat controller is not the be all end all. And the bottom line is, it wasn't for you. It wasn't for you. It wasn't either one of you guys. It just wasn't for you. And the fact of the matter is, it's not for most people. It's not normal. There's an 80% attrition rate at Buds. Most people quit. Good people. I was down there the other day, and I was talking to one of my buddies that runs he's a civilian, but he's one of the civilians that works there. But we were talking about, about Buds. And I forget what even led into it, but he pointed at when you quit Buds, you put your helmet by the bell. Mm. And so as more and more people quit, more and more helmets are lined up, and there'll be hundreds of helmets lined up. Mm. And he's like, you see those helmets right there? And I'm like, yeah. He goes, every single one of those kids was a stud. And when I went through, it wasn't quite like that, because not everyone that was showing up at Buds in the 90s was a stud. Sure. They weren't, because we didn't know what was happening. We didn't know how to do a pull-up workout. We couldn't look online and see a program on how to get better at rope climbs. Mm-hmm. We didn't know that you had to swim with fins. I didn't know anything when I showed up to Buds. Mm-hmm. So these kids now, they know everything. And so what do? They prepare, all of them, at a minimum. I would say the minimum guy prepared now is probably prepared at least as good as the most prepared guy. Actually, that's probably inaccurate. I bet you the least prepared guy entering Buds right now is probably still more prepared than the most prepared guy that went to Buds when I went through. Huh. Now, so my point in saying that is, most of those people that are studs quit. Most of those people that join the Navy, that sign on a dotted line and commit 6 years of their life because there's nothing more they want to do than be a SEAL, and most of them don't make it through. So it's not for everyone. And then, you know what? You one guy in the Air Force, one guy in the Navy, you did your job, you did what you're supposed to do, corpsman, whatever your normal career field was in the Air Force, and you served your country. And you did what the country needed you to do. The country needs you to do whatever job you did. The country needed you to do that job. So thank you for your service. And now you go and find something else. You go and find a new mission. And the same things here, like you want to get better with your life. So what do? You work and you build and you study and you get in an awesome physical condition and you train jiu-jitsu and you become a doctor or a firefighter or EMT or a cop, and there's whichever way that you figure out that you can serve. You become a business person, you go and work construction, whatever it is that you do, you go and do it. You do it hard and you don't get caught up in a title, right? So this is another thing. This kind of reflects back to what we were talking about earlier. SEALs don't care that you weren't a SEAL. Like, it's not like SEALs are walking around going, oh, this person wasn't a SEAL, I don't respect him. This person wasn't a SEAL, I don't respect him. We don't care. It's a vocation. It's a job. So I don't look down on people that weren't SEALs. It's just, that was my job. You had a different job, right? It's like jiu-jitsu. I don't look down on people that don't train jiu-jitsu. I look at them like, hey, you should, because that's a choice. But let me rephrase that. I don't look down on people that I can beat in jiu-jitsu, because I know for a fact all it is that I've been training longer than them. And once they train longer than me, they'll be able to beat me. That's the way it works. So people that were in the SEAL teams aren't looking down on you because you weren't. They don't care. They're not thinking about it. So when I meet a cop, when I meet a firefighter, when I meet a business person, I respect what they're doing with their life if they're getting after it. I don't care what arena it's in. Man, I know I'm so lucky right now working at Echelon Front. We meet people that are just awesome humans that are crushing their field. And if they were in the SEAL teams, they'd be crushing that field, but they didn't. They went and did what they did. They went in the finance world. They went in the construction world. They went in the gas oil business. Whatever they did, and they're getting after it. So that's what you need to do. You quit in the past. You rang the bell. No one cares unless you quit now. So get up, go find a new mission, and get after it, man. Get after it.